Hey everybody, welcome to the POS Podcast. It's just three of us today. It's me, Saber, and Hirosashi. And we're going to talk about a bunch of things before we head off to a convention this weekend.
Hey.
Yeah, we're all going to be in California. We're heading out on Wednesday, and we're actually going to go to Disneyland before the convention. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited to be in Anaheim again. It's been like 4 years since I've been there? So it's been a while for me.
I have never been there, so it's been a while for me too.
Oh, this is your first time coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to California. I've been to California before for a band trip, but like nothing outside of that. So.
Yeah, I'm excited to eat In-N-Out again. I miss it. I miss those tasty burgers.
I'm not gonna do the obvious thing.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a bunch of panels there at Equestria LA. It's this weekend from Friday to Sunday. I believe, yeah, we're doing Whose Line. Though I'm not gonna be as involved in this one as I was in previous ones. Like I'm not hosting. Dusty Cat is hosting this one. Though I might appear in one of the games, possibly. And there's going to be some other panel. Like originally, we were going to do a fan dub panel, Saber. That you were going to do.
Just didn't happen. It was just an idea we had, and it didn't happen.
So, but instead, we're just going to do like a riffing panel, which we still need to figure out what we're gonna riff. So.
Yeah, we gotta grab something before we leave tomorrow, or something.
Are you heading out there tomorrow or Wednesday?
I drive down to Georgia tomorrow, and then we fly out on Wednesday.
Okay. So you're gonna get there Wednesday night?
Wednesday afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. And then me and Hiro are getting there like Wednesday at like midnight.
1 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 in the morning. So.
I'm just gonna sleep there. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure out how we're gonna get to the hotel. We'll probably take a shuttle or something. Because I was looking up the Uber prices, and the Uber prices were actually like more than taking a shuttle.
Yeah, take a shuttle. It's a lot easier.
Yeah. So we'll do that. So if any of you are going to be in Equestria LA or in the Anaheim area, definitely come out and see us. It'll be a lot of fun. So, if you want to ask questions for the end of the podcast, our Twitter handles are right there, or you can use a super chat to donate to the stream, and we'll answer your questions at the end of the podcast. But first, let's go on to some stuff that has happened and stuff we want to talk about. And the first thing that I want to talk about is Thor Ragnarok, which I saw the last weekend.
Is there spoilers or?
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
I'm just going to say like basically what I thought of it. Because I did a review of it, and I was very, very lenient, or I guess, is lenient the right word?
No.
No, it's not.
Just tell them just like it is. No, it's wrong.
No, I was very careful not to spoil anything about the movie, because it was very surprising to me, this Thor movie, because the first two Thor movies are probably the most boring out of all the Marvel movies. They're just not that very interesting to me. But this one was a lot of fun. There was a lot of action, a lot of humor, and it really took advantage of the fact that Thor and the Hulk have this sort of like buddy thing going, or sort of like buddy rivalry slash rivalry thing of like who's the like strongest Avenger or whatever. And it plays with a lot of the weird, crazier things in the Marvel Universe. And I really like that they did that. Like, just going all out there. So I would definitely recommend it. Especially if you didn't really like the first two Thor movies that much. This one will probably make you like Thor a lot more. Because he's very fun in this. He's not completely serious or anything. And there are some appearances from other characters that I'm not going to give away, that I was not expecting. And things that happen at the end that I was completely not expecting, but I guess I should have seen coming just because of the name of the movie. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Go see it. It's great. I really liked it. So, and Saber, you said you're gonna go see it next week, probably.
Go be it.
I'm gonna go be it, man.
You're gonna go be it. You're gonna go be Thor.
I'm gonna go be Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, you even cut your hair off too.
Yep.
Just like Thor.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the I think I forgot to mention in my review, but the score of the movie is actually done by one of the guys from Devo, which is why the score of this movie sounds so different from other Marvel movies. So, yeah, because a lot of the scores in the other Marvel movies, I feel hit sort of the just generic superhero sound. While this is more like electronic and everything, since it is from Devo, or one of the guys from Devo. So, yeah.
I don't think I ever saw Thor 2. Ever.
Yeah, it's not that great. I honestly say just skip it.
Yeah, can I skip it to see Ragnarok?
Yeah, you don't even need to know like the first two Thor movies to see this one. All right.
I'm not the constant stream of Marvel movies. Like at the beginning, I was like, yeah, let's go, or right. I don't know if it's the end. Right now, I'm just kind of like sluggish to get to them. I'm like, another one. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Though I am excited for next year with Black Panther and Infinity War. Oh, by the way, when I went to go downstairs, my dad was watching on TV the Panthers versus the Dolphins, a football.
What Marvel movie is that?
And then I was like, oh, hey, it's like Salem's a panther, and he has a bunch of dolphin toys. So it's Panthers versus Dolphins. Salem's a black cat.
I'm proud of you, Paleo.
You did it.
All right. Next thing, let's talk about this movie I saw. The same weekend I saw Thor was the new Pokemon movie, which came out in theaters.
Oh yeah, you did see that, didn't you?
Yeah. Which I was surprised at how many people actually went to this thing, because it was only like a 2-day event, but they extended it to just this past weekend as well. Because it was so popular around the U.S. because it's the first Pokemon movie in quite a while to have a release in the U.S. It's their 20th movie, which they've made a ton of movies. They've made more movies than Marvel has made movies. As far as the Marvel Cinematic, as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think Thor Ragnarok was the 17th. I think.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I might be completely wrong on that.
44th Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean within the MCU. I mean, not like yeah. Yeah, I might be completely wrong on that, but I have no idea. I'll have to look back on that. But the Pokemon movie is called I Choose You. It's basically retelling the first like few episodes and some other parts of season 1 of Pokemon with Ash, and with Ash and Pikachu, except for it's focused on trying to find Ho-Oh, which Ash sees in the very first episode. If you remember, like after all the Spearow attack Ash and Pikachu does that big thunderbolt, Ho-Oh comes by and drops like a feather, or there's like a rainbow, and there's this feather that falls down, in the movie at least, and there's this whole plot about like the Rainbow Hero meeting Ho-Oh or whatever, and another like chosen one plot for Ash.
Right. Yeah.
But he meets these other two trainers that are not Brock and Misty. They're completely different. And they go on this adventure with him. And this really feels a lot more like a Pokemon adventure than the other movies. Because the other movies seem to be strictly like, let's fight a legendary Pokemon, save the world, and that's it. This is like going on an adventure, going on sort of like your Pokemon, I guess, game. And going through these different battles and everything. And they involve some other plot lines that were in the original season, like the plot line with Butterfree, the one with Charmander, where the trainer for Charmander in this actually is a sort of an antagonist character. The original trainer for Charmander, because if you remember in the anime, he abandons Charmander because he's weak. So
I barely do. All I remember
the guy's name was Damien.
Was that his name, Damien? That sounds kind of familiar. Yeah,
I think so. But in this, he's called Cross.
Yo, Cross!
Yeah, and he has hair that does like this.
What is he Jesus' brother or something?
Why does Pokemon have like the hair? Like it has like the animeist hair. Like,
yeah, it does. But this movie I thought was pretty good. It's probably my favorite Pokemon movie. Just because
it's so high.
Just because it feels so much more like an adventure than the other Pokemon movies do. And though there's some weird stuff that happens, I might go into a little bit of spoilers, just to tell you, because I'm sure like Hero, you or Sir Saber don't really care as much.
I do not.
Go for it.
Oh man, I need to put a spoiler thing on here.
It's been like what 20 years. Whatever, man. Pokemon.
They do stuff. They hit each other really hard, and trainers look at it like, yeah, and it's like, what?
They're like friendship.
Meanwhile, the Charmander is getting like ripped to shreds by Gyarados or something.
This is how Pokemon are supposed to fight.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna go into some spoilers because there's some insane stuff that happens in this movie. So there's a Pokemon named Marshadow, which is a mythical Pokemon apparently, because people corrected me in my review that it's not a legendary, it's a mythical Pokemon.
It's not a fedora, it's a trilby.
Oh my god, you're right.
I think in the same vein that like Lucario isn't a legendary Pokemon, because there was a whole movie about Lucario, but he's not a legendary Pokemon at all. He's like in the regular numbers, I guess, not like at the end of a Pokedex, like most of the legendaries are. But yeah, Marshadow follows Ash and his friends, like in the shadows, literally.
Weirdo.
And when Ash has this sort of like this episode, I guess, in the movie, where he loses a battle to Cross. He goes out into the forest, like just by himself, and he has this. Marshadow has him do this. Marshadow makes him hallucinate, into this weird, like slice of life anime where Pokemon doesn't exist. Like it's just a regular anime. It was so jarring and weird. Like he went into like, you know, those high school buildings that you always see in slice of life anime. That's what like Ash was going to. He's going to one of those schools, and then like going onto the rooftop of that school. I was like, why is this in a Pokemon anime? This doesn't feel right.
I imagine that would be super jarring. Goodness.
Yeah. So, and there's another point in the film near the end when they're fighting like Marshadow, because Marshadow takes over these other Pokemon and makes them attack the trainers and Pikachu and everything. And there's this point where Pikachu's like completely tired, and Ash is trying to get Pikachu to go into his Pokeball so he would be safe. And then Ash asks Pikachu, "Why won't you go into your Pokeball?" And then Pikachu talks, like actually talks, and says, "It's because I always want to be with you."
Yeah. I mean, I get the Pokemon have talked before.
Yeah, but like at this point, it was like, is he hallucinating or what?
A hallucination.
Yeah, because there are certain Pokemon that can talk.
Are there?
Yeah, well, Mewtwo can because he's psychic, and
Right.
certain other psychic Pokemon can. I mean, like there was like Slowking in Pokemon 2000 who could talk.
I watched the first Pokemon movie, and then the Sriracha one, whatever it's called.
Sriracha? Jirachi?
Jirachi, is that it? The one with the Victini.
Oh,
is that
the
what it's called?
Victini one.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I
V.
completely forgot that movie. I
V
don't
for Victini.
remember it very well.
There was a tower, and there was some fighting. That's all I got.
So, yeah. But overall, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It sort of like devolved into that like fight a legendary Pokemon near the end. But most of the movie felt like an adventure. So I would recommend it. It was pretty fun. And I got this little Pikachu card when I went. So,
Oh boy, you can just toss that in your deck that you use all the time.
Yeah. I do still have some Pokemon cards.
I do have friends that play Pokemon. It's definitely still a thing. So
yeah.
Like the card game.
So that is it for Pokemon. The I Choose You movie, the 20th Pokemon movie. I can't believe there's been like 20 movies of Pokemon. All right, let's move on to something that Hirasashi and I actually went to. We went to go see The Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses.
It was good.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people there.
Yeah, you kept running into people you knew.
Yeah, I ran into like 6 people I knew. I was like, oh my goodness. By the third person, I was like, really? I guess this is going to be a thing tonight. All right.
Yeah.
And then the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was really odd.
Yeah, I did a video on this, talking about the experience and all the different games they perform pieces from.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything I'd have to say that was bad about it, is that I don't think it was loud enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's just because like I'm used to hearing something like extremely loud in like a theater or something, but
right.
I guess I would have been better off if I was like even further in front.
Right. If you wanted to spend a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Personally, I thought it was a good volume, but I guess different folks. But yeah, whoever is mixing it did a good job. We were like right in front of the mixer too.
Yeah.
So but as far as things, I guess you say the bad and then the good, so that the good sounds good. The bad, there was a tenor in the choir who was really loud, and he looked like Vsauce, so he looked like Saber does right now. And he was way too loud during one part of a song, and he was also rushing as he was too loud, so it sounded really bad. But aside from that, though, the bad points of the performance were just rushing here and there, and I just noticed it a little bit. I was like, don't rush, no, please be good. But most of the time, like, I would say like 97% of the time, there was 90.
Yeah, I didn't notice those things at all, and because I'm not really musically inclined or anything. Mm-hmm. So as like a general audience, not knowing, I guess they did good enough.
Right, yeah. When they were on point, like I said, like 98% of the time, when they were on point, they were very on point. And the solo violist was so good. She was so good.
Yeah. But they did a whole bunch of practically every console Zelda, I think. They did.
Did they?
Except for Zelda 2. They didn't do like the temple theme or anything.
And the CDI games, they didn't do those.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Those are console.
Yeah, but they're not canon.
They're not good.
They're really not canon. They don't acknowledge them.
Oh, I don't know if they're good. I've actually never played them, so
yeah,
maybe they're masterpieces, and I just don't know.
I severely doubt that. But they did like Majora's Mask. They did Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. Link Between Worlds was one of the new ones they did.
Right.
And they did a couple of things from Breath of the Wild.
Right. It was interesting. You know when they did the opening Breath of the Wild piano, just like the little like a couple of notes and then wait for a little bit and like a couple of notes the piano bit. I actually couldn't tell if that was like the piano from the game or someone from the orchestra because it sounded exactly like, I was like, is someone playing or are they just literally playing a video?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they also did Skyward Sword. And it's like it's
for some
I was just going to say, like, despite all the flack that game gets, it still has like really good music. Because it was the first orchestrated it's the first game that had orchestrated music from Zelda.
It's weird because like music can make me emotional so easily. Like I'm a little baby when it comes to music, honestly. I was like, yeah, but the music from Skyward Sword, I don't like Skyward Sword. I think it's a very annoying game. I think annoying is the word I'm going to use, yeah. But when they were playing music from it, it was so I don't know what adjective to use. So bright, I guess. That's the adjective I'll use. When they were playing like the big grandiose parts of the songs. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, this game had really good music. And the arrangement was so intense. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting a little emotional. I don't even like this game. And then right after they finished Skyward Sword, they went straight into Ocarina of Time. I was like, wow, you're not even going to give me like a second, are you? Okay, that's cool, I guess. But I was fine. I didn't shed a tear or anything. But I got a little choked up, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So
after they were done with everything, they did an encore. And I was talking to Hirosashi and his brother beforehand, before everything was starting, about like favorite Zelda games and like which ones were favorites. And I was saying that Link's Awakening was my favorite, and I was hoping they would do something from Link's Awakening. And the encore they did at Link's Awakening. So yeah, I really liked that they did that. And then they also did another arrangement from Breath of the Wild, which was Goron City.
The Goron City, which is the most. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all. I was like, oh really? Okay.
Sure, why not?
I was hoping they would do something like the Korok place in Breath of the Wild.
Honestly, what I was hoping for Breath of the Wild is that trailer song that they showed for Breath of the Wild. The one that we watched like 6 times because it was so good. Yeah, that's really what I was hoping for. But does that song appear in the game? I don't think it does.
It's sort of near the end.
Okay. All right, gotcha. That's my motivation to finish it, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, there was a bunch of people there, a bunch of people cosplaying and everything. And I was gonna try to look at the merch table, but there was just a line during the intermission. Because during the intermission, I was going to go to the bathroom, get something to drink. And I was like, I'll see where I can buy a drink. And there was like a big lines. So I was like, no, I'll just get some water.
Yeah. This symphony costs way too much money to miss any of it.
Yeah. Like we were saying, this it's going to continue in 10 minutes. I'm going to get line for the bathroom right now. Because there was a line for the bathroom, too.
Oh, did they say we're going to continue in 10 minutes?
Yeah, outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all. Oh, I guess it was outside. All right, okay. Because I wish they had like a little timer on the intermission so I know how much time I had, but they didn't.
Yeah. But I would see it again if it comes back here. And also I want to see video games live the next time they come back here, because the last time they were here was like in 2014. So yeah, so Symphony of the Goddesses, if it's coming to your city, definitely check it out. It's really great, especially if you're a Zelda fan. All right, next thing, let's talk about Lion King.
No, it's not.
and the cast for the live-action movie.
Oh, was that not more than 2 weeks ago? Was that recent?
Yeah, that's very recent. Yeah, we didn't talk about it last time. So, yeah, we got
just gonna look down for this entire time.
Got our, main stars here. Donald Glover as Simba.
Sure.
Beyonce Knowles Carter? That's her full name?
Yeah. Yeah.
As Nala.
She is Nala. I am not excited about that at all.
Yeah, I saw people having reaction images, or not reaction, but like replacing the subtitles on the original film, where it's like, Simba? Beyonce?
I feel like that's such a marketing move, though. Like, yeah, maybe she's a good voice actor. I mean, she's obviously doing something right for music when people consider her to be the queen of music. But, like, I don't know. I guess I sometimes get a little bit bummed out when I see a cast that's like
celebrities.
You just pick the flavor of like the year, dude. Like, not to say that some folks aren't. Like, I think John Oliver as Zazu actually works pretty well.
Right.
He has that Point Dexter like pompous attitude voice about him.
I absolutely am fine with that. Yeah.
And I guess they're willing to budge on some voices because you got oh god, I forgot his name. Mufasa's voice actor,
James Earl Jones. Because we can't really replace him. We can't replace his voice.
Really goes to show you how like you know you did something right when you're irreplaceable, which he is. He's out of all the voice talent from The Lion King, I'd say he probably has the most distinguished voice, followed by Jeremy Irons. But I don't know. We'll see. I think Seth Rogen is Pumbaa. Maybe, but like. It all comes back down to one thing to me, and that's that the anime movie is superior, and I really could live in a universe where this movie doesn't exist, and I wouldn't even care.
I would love to live in a universe where this movie does not exist.
I just hope that it doesn't damage, The Lion King. I'm sure there'll be some impressive visuals. I'm sure there might be some new moments. They're probably going to expand on lore like they always do in all these Disney movies. But ultimately, it's computer animation like that doesn't have the same range, and like you guys brought this up about how Simba's song when he's a kid, I can't wait to be king. The colors and the fluid animation, you cannot even begin to recreate that with these lumpy animals that are because the elephants, they go from being realistic in the Circle of Life song to being cartoony, and that works. It's not gonna look very good from
or they might skip it entirely.
If they, I feel like they have to. That point at the end where there's the stack of the elephants and the ostriches and so on and so forth. I feel like they just straight up have to skip that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So for the young Simba and young Nala, we have these two new child actors, which that's fine to have child actors for them. Scar.
But the girl that is young Nala.
Hey guys, hold on a second. What's up?
I'm sorry to bother you. What's up? The network password, The Land Before Time, it's capital.
Well, I guess everyone knows now.
Everyone knows your password, Saber.
The little girl that's playing Nala, what is her name?
Yeah, Shahadi Wright Joseph.
Right, yeah. She has one task in my opinion. She needs to be able to say
the watering
hole. Yes, she needs to be able to say it correctly. If she doesn't, then she fails. That's the end of it.
Then I do not know how to pronounce his name. The guy who playing Scar is the guy from 12 Years a Slave.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I recognize his face. He's been in a lot of stuff. Alfre Woodard is a Sarabi. I'm not sure
who's Serafina. Oh, they're probably just gonna take Serafina out of the movie, or not make her not say anything. Probably.
Zazu is John Oliver.
Right. As Saber said, that's fine. Whatever.
I like that.
Rafiki is John Connie.
Do you know who that is?
Who is it?
No, I don't know who it is. I was asking if you know who that is.
They don't really have a choice with Rafiki because I believe the voice actor for Rafiki
is dead. Yeah.
I guess we're getting old, boys.
Do you know who John Connie is? Off the top of your head?
No, but apparently he was in Civil War. He was the king of Wakanda in Civil War.
Oh,
What's your question, Hero?
who John Connie was. He's voicing Rafiki, but apparently he was the king of Wakanda in Civil War,
Yeah.
according to Paleo.
At least they're getting some like actual African people.
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner as Timon and Pumbaa.
Well,
Yep. Eric Andre, Florence Kasumba, and Keegan Michael Key as the three hyenas, except for they renamed the hyenas.
They do it because of something to do with like how they wanted, I guess, more African names and not like Ed.
So there's Azizi, Shenzi, and Kamari. So I guess they renamed Ed and Bonsai to Kamari and Azizi.
Here's where I'm like, I'm such a dangerous target for this movie because like literally anything that changes in this movie, I'm just like, and like. I saw their names aren't Ed and Bonsai anymore, and you bet your butt I was like, but I guess it makes sense to have their names be more African. Sure, why not? That's why I'm being too grump.
Since like all the other names are very African, except for Scar. Just literally just Scar.
I guarantee they're gonna cover his backstory.
Oh no! Is it going to be the same one from the Lion Guard? Because oh no!
I guarantee they're going to cover it. I just know they will.
All right. I guess we can move on. Any other thoughts about the cast of The Lion King?
It's my favorite movie. Don't mess it up.
They're gonna mess it up.
Don't do it. They're gonna do it, but don't.
All right. Let's talk about BlizzCon and some things are announced about BlizzCon.
Actually excited.
Yeah, so they announced that they're going to make WoW Classic.
Good.
When they said they wouldn't.
But, you know. Yeah, Blizzard's... Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, so...
So, I gotta be honest. When they showed the video for WoW Classic, it was rewinding through all of the expansions. I was like, oh, that's a neat little effect, and we're gonna get back to vanilla. But when they rewound through Cataclysm, I like giddied. I was so happy. I was like, look at it! Look at the trash getting rewinded. Great. I really didn't like Cata. But then they rewound past Wrath of the Lich King. I was like, no, stop. But WoW Classic.
Too far.
Right. I played WoW for a long time. I've been playing WoW since I started playing WoW in 2006 anyways. But when did BC come out? Was it 2007? 6? Okay. I got on them.
I believe so. Because I remember like standing in line to get the Wii at a Target, and people were talking about Burning Crusade.
No, okay, it was 2007. Oh, so some reason like I think it's 07.
So yeah, because like I think they were talking about like it coming out the next year or whatever.
So. But yeah, I was watching like some guy streaming on Twitch. For some reason, WoW had a whole lot of watchers at the time, and he was streaming vanilla, which means he's on a private server, I guess. Which shame, but not really. But I was looking at the damage numbers, and the damage numbers were so low. I was like, thank you. It makes like I can parse what in the world is happening in the game when people do like 300 damage or like 79 damage as opposed to 500,000 or like 2.5 million damage per hit.
Stupid. Who cares?
What does that literally even mean? And like my skill costs 55,000 mana. I was like, can't it just cost 55 or 550? Like, I remember when I was playing WoW, I literally was like looking for an add-on to divide the numbers by 1,000, but there is none, unfortunately, because they can't do it for some reason the way the game works. But like the numbers are too high. I can't parse them anymore. They mean nothing to me anymore. So I'm excited to have low numbers in WoW again.
Yeah.
And I'm also excited to fail at picking an herb. That sounds dope.
I don't know what that means.
You can't fail picking herbs anymore in World of Warcraft. You used to be able to.
Okay.
Let me be nostalgic.
And they also announced that StarCraft 2 is going to be free to play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody gets to play StarCraft 2.
If you have Wings of Liberty, then you get Heart of the Swarm for free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean I get it too?
Yes,
Since you bought me Wings of Liberty?
Yes.
Nice.
But it sucks though. If you have Heart of the Swarm, you get nothing.
you don't get Legacy of the Void or whatever?
No, you don't.
Huh.
That sucks.
Yeah, I still need to finish the first StarCraft since that went free to play, and then do the campaign of StarCraft 2 because I do enjoy it. It's fun. I like RTS. It's just that
Also,
I don't really spend enough time with it.
On the topic of WoW Classic, I'm curious of how classic they're gonna make it. Like if they literally like perfectly replicate it, that might be a problem. Maybe they should get rid of some things. Like when you pick up an item, but the server doesn't like respond to you picking up the item, so you never actually pick up the item, so you're stuck in the item pickup animation. And like you can move, but like when you're done moving, you just go back into the animation. And
they make this really evil where it's like we told you, you all didn't want this, and it's like there's no more connected flight paths or something.
Part of me, honestly, though, I do hope they don't put in looking for group. I did really enjoy trying to be social with people. Like, hey, do you want to like meet up and do RFK or something like that? Even if it is frustrating when nobody wants to do it, because like when you get the group, you feel like you're connected to them because you spoke to each individual person, so you have like a little connection with them. You go do the dungeon, you're like, all right, deuces. Like, it's nice talking to people instead of just like entering an instance with random people that you have no idea. One of them messes up and they're like, you suck. And there's no, like, there's no, I forgot a word. Punishment? That's not even the word. You don't feel any remorse for it because there's some random person that you have literally no connection to at all.
Yeah, on another server too. It's like, who gives a shit?
Right. I don't know. I like the social aspect of MMOs, so I hope there's no looking for group, honestly.
That's all you have to say about well, anything else at BlizzCon that you guys were interested in? I just put WoW Classic and StarCraft 2 being free.
Overwatch has a new character coming in. They've got a new expansion for Hearthstone. I'm not sure if anything. StarCraft was free. I haven't heard anything from Diablo, but who really cares? I don't. That's all I have to really report in on, I suppose.
All right. So a couple more things before we go to Q&A. First thing is that Disney was in talks of buying 21st Century Fox.
I thought the government would break that up. That's too big.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was like in talks, but I don't think it's actually happening. I'll have to look into it a bit more because I only briefly looked over this. But if that was the case, then like Disney would like own a lot of stuff.
It's too much. It's too big.
Yeah.
Disney need to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, because that means they would like own like The Simpsons and Family Guy, and that'd be like, what the?
I was gonna say they could make like a Disney-looking Family Guy, and I was like, wait, that literally has already been done.
Yeah,
they did that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, but another thing is that like Disney could finally have the rights to all the X-Men.
All the X-Men. Yeah.
So they could put them in Marvel.
And then they could make a good Marvel game, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think this is actually going through.
You think that's why they want them though, for the X-Men?
Yeah, they at least the movie rights.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But Fox has been doing well with X-Men, and they did well with Logan this year and Deadpool last year, so I don't think they're going to give it up.
Right. And Disney's like, this much money, and they're like, wow, you have a lot of money, Disney.
I still feel the government wouldn't allow it. It's just too big.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. That's really all I want to say about that. Is about the fact that they could have X-Men. But last thing before Q&A, something that me and Saber were talking about earlier today was Lord of the Rings. Before it was in talks of having a TV series done on Amazon Prime, but now they're going forward with it now. With Amazon and Warner Brothers making Lord of the Rings TV series that will be a prequel series that takes place before Fellowship of the Ring. And the Tolkien estate is all right with this.
Go figure.
Yeah. So, Saber, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, to be honest. I have mixed feelings. I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of my favorite properties, like, ever. I want to put me down here off my lap. Good boy. We talked about this in the car when I was driving back from Laura's. Yeah. Basically, my thoughts are that it's ironic how Lord of the Rings inspired Game of Thrones the book, and then Lord of the Rings the movie inspired the creation of Game of Thrones the show, because like when Lord of the Rings came out in the early 2000s, there's an interview with George Martin where he said like the folks from HBO were out looking for other properties, I guess, to switch up. A lot of folks were out in the hunt, like, what's the next big fantasy thing? We gotta find another Lord of the Rings. And they asked George about Game of Thrones, and they were able to find an agreement with not doing a movie but doing a TV series. And with that being said, it's been really popular. And The Hobbit from the Tolkien didn't do so well in the movies. So now it's like, well, what if we do, I guess, a Lord of the Rings or Tolkien-esque show? Not Tolkien-esque, it's a Tolkien show. After Game of Thrones is gone, and fill that void, and I guess that's what we're doing. And I personally, I find it would only work if you're really hitting like the expanded universe. Like, I need to know more about like what happened before. Like, basically, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings is off limits. You can't touch that. Yeah. Like, you can't. I wouldn't stand for it. And unless you brought back those actors to act in it, I don't want to see someone else play as Elijah Wood. I'm sorry, I love Elijah Wood. I want to see anybody play any of the, because Gandalf, Frodo, I mean, especially Saruman, because Christopher Lee's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't find any better characters to play these people, or actors play these characters. It's impossible. So your best bet is to start with a free and clean slate and try to adapt it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah. And we were talking about how Game of Thrones is basically a drama, whereas Lord of the Rings is more of an adventure series. Because you were saying how like Game of Thrones is all about like these different like political things going on, and like backstabbing and everything.
Lord of the Rings is a bit more clear cut with good versus evil, because it's like, well, I'm pretty sure the evil guy is the one with the giant blue laser beam of death shooting the sky with an army of orcs marching out of his asshole, like, versus the good guys who are beautiful and strong and have pointy ears. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. But we all know why it's happening. It's because like Game of Thrones was a success, so they're like, what can we do? Lord of the Rings, we got that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Though I was also saying or talking to you about how Game of Thrones, even though it is a good show, it's not quite as impactful as something like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has been in popular culture like since way before the movies were even made. And even then, it had its own movie in the 70s with the animated one. So because Lord of the Rings is like the basis for modern Western fantasy. So
I mean, Lord of the Rings is timeless, and yeah, people will be like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, I know that. Game of Thrones, I think at the moment probably more popular, but it's one of those things where after it's done, it's like, well, that's that.
Like Lord of the Rings is always going to be remembered.
Yeah. It's, I mean, hell, it inspired the people who make Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
And...
it's speaking of that, somebody also did make a good point. Is that Lord of the Rings is also appealing to a much wider audience than Game of Thrones, just because of the age range it reaches.
I really hope that that being said, that they don't like go super dark and like and
yeah,
make
I would
shit,
not want them to do like an R-rated series.
Yeah,
like Game of Thrones.
There's no cursing in Lord and Middle Earth that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
there's no rape. Like there's there's wars and that gets nasty, but like that's it. I mean,
do they not curse in Lord of the Rings, really?
No, I've never heard any of the characters cuss. That doesn't exist in their world.
Yeah, I think they're rated PG-13.
Yeah,
but even in the books, like you don't have one saying like fuck or anything. It's like, you might have an elf being like blast or maybe like or damn or something. But that's I don't even know if that even is a thing.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Interesting.
All right.
Kind of refreshing, if anything.
So we'll see what happens. It's probably not going to come out until like 2019 at the earliest, but that's, I would say 2020 probably.
By the way, I think they say bloody. I think I just looked it up.
Oh yeah. No, that's British cursing.
Yeah,
which we know doesn't count.
Does that count as a curse? No,
British people they take that kind of seriously. Like bloody is kind of like a like damn in there. So you wouldn't say that in front of your grandmother.
My grandmother's actually part British, so
I have one more topic before we move on. I want to bring up.
What do you want to talk about?
Battlefront and EA.
Oh yeah.
So I found the thread with the downvote. So for those who don't know, Star Wars Battlefront is coming out. It's Battlefront 2, and it's made by EA. Pale and I were talking about this earlier. Originally, it's made by Paradigm, I believe.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because the original Battlefront and the sequel that followed were not EA tainted, and they were really good. Like really, really good. I love those games. My buddy and I played them all the time. Then they had Battlefront made by EA that came out a few years ago. It sucked.
Because they handed it over to DICE, who did the Battlefield games.
Yeah, and it felt like Battlefield with Star Wars. And you had to pay tokens and gather shit up in order to fight vehicles and unlock weapons. This is stupid. It's like this isn't the Battlefront I grew up with. Well, Battlefront 2, they made a bunch of promises about how they weren't going to do as many microtransactions and whatnot, but they went back on their word. They made a post about it on the Battlefront subreddit, and get this, their post. I'll read it to you because the question is. Seriously, I paid $80 to have Vader locked, and because it has a thing. This is a joke. I'll be contacting EA support for a refund. I can't even play fucking Darth Vader. Disgusting. This age of quote microtransactions has gone way too far. Leave it to EA though to stretch the boundaries. So this person spent $80 to play the game, and there's things that are still locked in the game you have to unlock with money. And EA's response is. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As for cost, we've selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per-player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit. Our forums and across the typo on their end. Our forums across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can. Amount of dislikes on this post, this reply from EA, over 550,000.
Oh my goodness.
It's the most downvoted post in Reddit history.
Wow. Yeah. One thing I really hate about what EA is trying to do is that they're trying to make games as a service. Which the thing is you can't do that when your base game is $60 or more.
It works for Overwatch, and even then.
Yeah, and those are just cosmetics.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
For people who are like, I like my Mercy, so make her look really pretty. And even then, it's still attainable for folks to save up gold and get it not as much as somebody buying it straight out, but that's fair. At least I can still blast him in the face with the same gun for both players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd understand if it's like a free-to-play game like Hearthstone is.
Yeah, and Hearthstone, even then, it's not as bad. Like, he is a shooter. Like, that's not fair. If someone has a better sniper that can see across the map and shoot faster or whatever, that's fucking unfair.
Yeah,
I don't want
Hearthstone's more about luck.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Someone replied to this this post saying, "This game has a full $60 price, and you're making nearly everything a bigger grind than most shitty free-to-play mobile games. I refuse to buy this game in the state, and I have already kept 5 of my friends from doing it. 5 of my friends from doing it, so because of it. I will keep working to keep people from giving you money for this crap. This is giving me a larger sense of pride and accomplishment than your current game system ever would." So, I guess, and there was a post this morning, people saying, like, legit, guys, now's the time to boycott. But there's that wonderful circle that somebody made where it has, like, this the cycle of ripped-off games. And it's the thing where right now we're going through the outrage phase, but now you have dummies who are sending death threats to developers. And that makes it, that takes away the credit from people like us who, like, want to, like they'll group us all together saying, wow, they're just a bunch of pissed off nerds who are making death threats, versus people who are like, no, those are concerned buyers who aren't now going to spend their money on this game. So I'm not going to buy it. I'm just going to play Overwatch instead, because at least Overwatch and their community treats us well, versus like EA, who just doesn't give a shit. This is just to make money. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a waste of a game. Battlefront was awesome. They're ruining it.
All right, let's go to.
Somebody says $1.99 an upvote.
All right. Yeah, let's go into Q&A. So if you want to ask us questions, our Twitter handles are right there, and you can ask us questions on Twitter, or you can use a super chat and donate to the stream, which would be very much appreciated, and we'll answer it on the stream here. So if you want to start doing Q&A, let's look what's on Twitter here. I'm gonna clear my throat a bit. Oh, from Deli18. Thoughts on Twitter extending their character limit up to 280 instead of the usual 140?
I'm about it.
Yeah,
that's alright.
I like it.
It's convenient.
Mainly because of promotional reasons, just for when I put out a video. Sometimes I want to add something, but I never have enough because of the spaces the link takes. So I do appreciate it for that.
I guess I'm one of those rare people on the internet who doesn't mind reading things. Whenever I see people say like TLDR, like anything more than 140 characters, I'm just gonna skip it. I'm like, really? You can't read 160 characters, really?
The first few days were annoying because people were making all these shit posts with the character limit, but now it's like,
it died down, yeah. Like 160 characters is gonna take you like 12 seconds to read. I don't know.
Speaking of which, I got a book today. Let me know about the history of Nickelodeon. I was skimming through it. I'm like we talked about how people nowadays, like our generation, probably read more, you know, but we read a lot of short form stuff.
Right.
Long form is still, I think, kind of problematic because it's an attention thing. I know I definitely have problems with that.
I do not read long things, right? Yeah, but I do think I do. In general, think we read more than any other generation. Just consume it at an insane rate.
Yeah.
What's the next question, Paleo?
This is 2 questions from Digital Arrow. Thoughts on the selected animated films for the Oscars next year? So there's been 26 submitted so far.
Animated films? Or
animated films.
You said this last night. You said that this year was a bit of a drop for cinematic movies, but it's been a pretty solid year for TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, though there are some like foreign films and more indie animated movies that are pretty good from this year. So we got The Big Bad Fox and Other Tales. I believe that's one by the same people that did Ernest and Celestine.
I still want to see that.
Yeah, something called Bird Boy: The Forgotten Children. I have no idea what that is. The Boss Baby,
So this is an average film.
The Breadwinner, which I've seen stuff about that. I've heard it's good. Captain Underpants, which I did really like.
That was stylistically really pretty.
Yeah. So that's the better of the DreamWorks films this year. Cars 3.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I thought it was
No,
alright.
it is the definition of average for me.
Yeah. Cinderella the Cat. I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
Coco, which comes out next week.
I heard it's gonna be a big time tearjerker. Like I saw Alice Avatar's tweeting about it, saying that he was like weeping in the theater, and I'm like,
Because it was taking so long for the Frozen short to be over.
well, it's a movie about death. I mean, it's
literally.
like literally death. So I can only imagine like it's gonna be like a tugging your heartstrings.
Yeah.
I do like tug on my heartstrings movies, so I hope. Man, I really hope I like that movie because right now I am still not interested one bit.
Yeah. So, Despicable Me 3 was submitted.
That's the winner right there.
The Emoji Movie. No, that's the
Never
real
mind,
winner.
That's the winner.
Ethel and Ernest. I have no idea what that is.
Is that like Ernest and Celestine, the sequel?
Ferdinand, which comes out in December.
I'm John Cena, and I want to be The Rock.
The Girl Without Hands. I've heard about this. It's a very like sketchy style. It's sort of like a painted style, an indie film. In This Corner of the World. I believe that's an anime film.
That sounds like an anime.
Yeah, it does. The Lego Batman movie, which was great.
That one was probably the best.
The Lego Ninjago movie, which was not as great. Loving Vincent. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go see that probably.
Loving Vincent?
Yeah, after I get back from UCLA, I'm probably going to go.
Do you know what it is?
No, my friend said it's a 2D animated movie, and I looked it up, and I was like, wow, this style's pretty. That's good enough for me.
Oh, it's the Vincent Van Gogh film!
Oh.
Where everything is painted like Vincent Van Gogh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, the style looks really nice. I will gladly go see it. It's
like
3D
every
animation.
single frame is like painted like Vincent Van Gogh would paint it.
Mhm.
That's
pretty
amazing.
rad.
Yeah. Mary and the Witch's Flower, which I really want to see.
Right.
Since
That's
it's
the
from
anime, right?
yeah, it's from former Ghibli employees.
Right. What's it called now?
Mary and the Witch's Flower.
No, what's the new Ghibli called?
I forgot the name.
Yeah. Okay.
But it looks very much like a Ghibli film.
Right.
Moomins in the Winter Wonderland, so it's a Moomin film.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back, by the way.
Okay. My Entire High School is Sinking into the Sea, which I've heard good things about. That's an indie film, I believe. Napping Princess. I don't know what that is. A Silent Voice. I've heard good things about that. That's an anime film. Smurfs the Lost Village. It's average. Yeah. The Star, which comes out this weekend.
It's gonna be so good. We should take time out of EQLA.
No, we shouldn't. Sword Art Online the movie, ordinal scale. Okay, that was submitted.
Oh boy, if that wins, I quit animation. I gotta be honest.
Let's see. Window Horses: The Poetic Persian Epiphany of Rosie Ming. I do not know what that is.
That's a long
name.
name.
I think I have seen the poster of it, and it looks pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all the ones that were submitted. Interesting that the Pony movie wasn't submitted.
Pony movie's better than some of those movies.
Yeah, it is. I would say it's better than Emoji Movie and Despicable Me 3 and Boss Baby. And Smurfs, I would say it's better than Smurfs 2. I'd even say it's better than Lego Ninjago.
Really? Was Lego Ninjago that bad?
It's not that bad. It's just like, I mean, compared to the first two Lego movies, it's like such a downgrade.
That was like really average.
Yeah. All right. Let's see some other questions here on Twitter. And remember, if you want to do a super chat, we'll answer it there too. Let's see. Are you sad that the MLP movie wasn't nominated for the Oscars? Gumball asks. Yeah, I'm kind of sad they didn't even consider submitting it because this year hasn't really been that great. as far as for mainstream animated movies. And the MLP movie is one of the bigger mainstream animated movies, and that wasn't even submitted. So maybe it'll be submitted for something at the Annie Awards at least. Hero, are you dead? He's stuck.
Like, I wish.
Oh my god! Look at this! Look at his face. Thoughts from Ellie. Thoughts on Spike TV to rename the network to Paramount Network. So is it owned by Paramount? I actually did not know that. If it's actually going to be a Paramount Network now. Ooh, here's an interesting question.
Oh, Hero.
Quick Thinker asks, with Doom on the Switch being achieved and runs pretty darn good, all things considered, with what modern, like within 2016 to 2017 tech game would you like to see brought to the Switch? Let's see. Oh, Hero's gone, so our little window's gonna be weird. Oh, he's back now. He's dead. Oh, he is dead. He's not there.
Dead man.
As far as modern games I'd like to see brought to the Switch, Resident Evil 7 I would like to see brought to the Switch. I think that'd be neat because they're already bringing Resident Evil Revelations to it, so Resident Evil 7 would be nice to have on the Switch. Trying to think if this one isn't modern, but it's been out since like 2013. And I would like to see GTA 5 ported to it. That'd be neat, since Rockstar is already porting LA Noire with the new re-release they're doing of it. So stuff like that would be nice. Let's see. Oziel has some questions. Oh, thoughts on Rian Johnson making a brand new Star Wars trilogy.
Cool.
Yeah, there was another Star Wars trilogy announced. Cool, I guess?
I'm kind of indifferent to it. I'm like, whatever, we'll see.
Oziel asks, are you excited about the Hey Arnold Jungle movie
Yes.
coming out in less than a week? Yeah, it's coming out like next week. Wait, when does it come out? Because it might actually come out when we're at when we're in Anaheim.
I think it does actually.
In that case, we'll have to set aside time to watch it. Oh no, the 24th. No, it comes out next week. So we'll be back home by then. Oziel, there's another question from him. Do you think Justice League will be as good as Wonder Woman, or will be as bad as the other DCEU? I'm gonna go with as bad from everything I've heard so far. So, yeah. You died for a second there.
And then I left when I was dying.
Yeah. Enigma Prince asks, oh, this is an interesting question. What would you say would be your greatest failure so far, and how it has changed you in any way of the in any way of concept to you personally?
Just in life? Woo. Wow.
My failure is just procrastination.
Diarrhea.
My biggest failure, huh? Well, I almost failed out of college, and then...
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Because of physics. Physics is a nightmare. And it was physics and chemistry, the combination of the two. I'm really bad at both of those subjects. And then I used to be really lazy, like exceedingly lazy. But through almost failing and having a miserable time for 4 years, I think I became a better person and more proactive. And yeah, I think I'm an all-around better person now. I would like to think so.
Hmm.
It takes rock bottom to
To like wake up, yeah.
Yeah. That stupid Sing quote is like not even wrong though. It's like there's nowhere to go but up. I know, it sounds corny, but like for real.
From Sing. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give them the satisfaction, hero.
Right.
Stu Guy asks, what video game company is much worse than EA?
Konami.
Yeah, Konami, I would say.
I can finally say it now. Because I used to protect, not protect, but I used to be like, they could be worse. Because Bemani, their rhythm game division, I love them so much. As you may know, I really, 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 really love rhythm games a lot. They're having a feud with Bemani now. And if they get rid of Bemani as a division, then Konami is the worst. Just the worst. Absolutely.
Yeah, they have all these
right
friggin' franchises that they're doing nothing with.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing nothing with Castlevania. They're doing nothing with Contra. They're doing nothing with Metal Gear. No, they had that like Metal Gear Survive thing, whatever the hell that was.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't think they want to do video games anymore. I think they're trying to get out of it.
At least they're doing the Castlevania series, kinda. They're not really
that involved.
They're not really that involved in it. They're just like, yeah, you can use this property. John asks, are you going to watch the MLP Equestria Girls miniseries soon? Yeah, I'll watch the series when it comes out.
Is it like an episodic? Like it will come out like every Thursday kind of series? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. I know it's just going to be like something on YouTube, I think.
Oh, YouTube.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, I have more up here. Gumball asks, what do you plan to get for Black Friday? If you're buying anything.
So much stuff. So much stuff.
Sony's finally putting down the price of the PS4 to $199 for the 1 terabyte model, so I'm gonna get that. I was thinking about the PS4 Pro, but I was like, I don't really need that. Especially when it doesn't really do 4K technically. It's just like upscale and everything from a different resolution. But yeah, PS4 for sure. Since there's a lot of exclusives for it and that are soon coming for it that I want to buy. Like and in February the Shadow of the Colossus remake comes out, so I definitely want to get that. And then I can get the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 compilation and play it on that, and then play Kingdom Hearts 3 next year if it actually comes out.
Next year, good joke.
Yeah, next year. To be determined.
I'm getting lots of monitors, like literally like 5 monitors. And then I'm also getting a stand-up desk probably. And then
nice.
I'll probably get an i7 770K or 7700 rather K, so that I can have many more cores to do many more CPU intensive things with, like music. If y'all don't know, music like destroys your CPU. It's ridiculous, man.
So does video rendering. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, from the super chat. Thank you very much, DJ Skywalker. If Disney had to do a new Lion King project, what would you rather they do with the series?
Not touch it.
Delete Kion.
Delete Kion, yeah. Because before we realized it was a Disney Junior thing, it sounded kind of cool that they were doing like a new Lion King series called The Lion Guard. It was like, oh, it's going to be like a cool new like action series maybe, or like drama series or whatever. But no,
it's not.
It's not.
And I know because I've seen a lot of episodes, as I now have a nephew, so he likes watching it.
Maybe that's what they were aiming for.
But interestingly enough, why would you use the Lion King property instead of just making something new? If kids don't know about it already, what? I don't know. That's odd to me. But
It's an active property, makes more merchandise. So it's money at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Wow.
Right.
Hollow Man of the chat says Lion King 1.5, 2.5.
See, it's crazy that I would rather delete the Lion Guard as opposed to Lion King 1.5 because I really don't like Lion King 1.5. But and it has a higher rating than Lion King 2 on IMDb, which like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Stu Guy asks on Twitter, do you think bigger video game companies are getting stagnant? Yeah, I would say I think they're starting to learn slowly though, because like Activision, Ubisoft, EA, they release a lot of the same like big games every year. And they're starting to realize that that model of making the same kind of game every single year and not taking time on it doesn't really work all that well most of the time. At least for like critically. I'm not sure about financially. I'm not sure how much Assassin's Creed Origins made. Though they did take their time a lot more on Origins than they did previous Assassin's Creed games, though I don't really care about that series. So, and then they did like Call of Duty World War II for this, which they sort of listened to fans and saying that like we wanted something different other than the future stuff. So I think like the big, I guess the big three publishers are sort of stagnant, but I think they're starting to learn a little bit, though EA is really shooting themselves in the foot right now. So it's weird that those are the big three, and they're all Western developers or Western publishers. I guess the big three Western publishers, I would say.
So I have a question here that I'm not sure I know the answer to, but maybe y'all can help me out.
What?
It says, from Enigma Royal Prince, he said, if you could reboot a notoriously bad cartoon or anime, who would you cast? What would change, and how would you direct it? The one that comes off the top of my head is the Animal Crossing anime. That was really that good. As for
you didn't like it?
No, I did not.
Oh, I thought it was
Did you
cute.
like it?
Though it's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't know who I would cast though. Enter Japanese voice actors here. Dude, Joji Nakata, just put him in there. Yeah. I just weaved up. I'm sorry. Yeah, like who's that? He has a Superman voice. Make him one of the mean villagers, like the crocodile or whatever. But as for casting, I'm not sure who I would. But I don't know. Like there are a lot of good slice of life shows that I really enjoy. Like Is the Order of Rabbit, Lucky
Sweet
Star.
Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, that one. So I don't know. I didn't find it very interesting. I just kind of wish I would try it again. I'm not really sure what way I would take it, but I like Animal Crossing in theory. Every time I get the game, I'm like, I don't really like Animal Crossing, do I?
There's some really cute characters on that game, though.
Right.
Though I'm excited for the mobile one because like I can just pick it up and then like play it for a little bit, and it's always on my phone.
It's always weird whenever Animal Crossing comes out. I'm like, oh my god, I love Animal Crossing. Then I play it. I'm like, I don't love Animal Crossing. Why do I keep thinking I love Animal Crossing? It was boring. But the mobile one will probably make it work.
Yeah. What was I looking at here? Oh yeah, from Mirth Mauser. Because of the success of the Switch, do you think Nintendo will completely stop making handheld exclusive systems? I hope that the 3DS starts dying next year.
I need it to die. Yeah.
Just so everything can go to the Switch. Because like when they announced like certain games over the past E3, they're like Samus Returns for the 3DS. Oh, put it on the Switch, please. I want another 2D Metroid on the Switch. That'd be great.
What is it? Ever Oasis? That game came out. I was like interested in that game. And I still am, but like I just don't want to turn on my 3DS. I just don't care. I do not care enough anymore. So
yeah, but yeah, like Did You What Skywalker said in the chat, it says Ultra Sun and Moon are going to be the last Pokemon games for the 3DS because the next ones are going to be on the Switch. So I think like that's the sign of one of their handhelds dying is that when the next Pokemon game is not on that handheld. So the next Pokemon game is going to be on the Switch. So that means pretty much every handheld property that they have is going to move over to the Switch. And all of their development is going to be focused on the Switch, and then the 3DS can probably die out.
That was a good console. It's been running for a while, though, hasn't it?
2011.
Yeah.
So just like the DS, I think ran even longer because the DS came out in 2004 and like ended in like 2012 for like games coming out on it.
What is 2004? That's like before 2006 when the internet was born. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think Black and White 2, Pokemon Black and White 2 came out in 2012.
Wow,
on the DS, the regular DS. So from 2004 to 2012, how many years is it? 8 years. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to have all of their development focused on the Switch, because if they have their handheld divisions focused on the Switch and their console divisions focused on the Switch, then Nintendo's going to be pumping out a ton of games. So, because it's always been split since the Game Boy and NES, or when the Game Boy came out. So now they're coming back and merging again.
Let's see here.
Do you see a question you want to answer?
Not yet.
I got some new ones
Not
here.
yet.
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh.
Here might be some. Here, this might be something for you.
Yep, I think I know what you are.
Quick Thinker asks, with the announcement of Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 and Tekken 7, and TMNT in Injustice 2, who would be your guest character for any series in a fighter? I gotta pick Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza to be in Tekken 7. He fits so well.
He would fit well. I agree with that. Interesting. That's not a character I ever thought about being in a fighting game. But who do I think should be a guest
I want
character?
Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes to be in something.
I 1,000,000,000% agree. That dude would be so cool.
Travis Touchdown is such an awesome character, and he would be an awesome fighter.
Right. What is from God Hand? I think Gene. Yeah, Gene from God Hand needs to be in a fighting game. It is kind of mind blowing that he's not. Like literally, what he does is go around and punch people really hard. Like, how is he not in a fighting game? I'm surprised he's not in Marvel vs. Capcom and never has been. Like, put the guy in the game. By the way, God Hand is a really fun game. I have no idea why its reviews are so poor.
Yeah, it's because people didn't really get it, I guess.
I played this game. That game, like, this game is super fun. What?
See some other ones here. So you guys can still ask some questions. We're probably gonna do a couple more, or like 10 more minutes until the end, because it's like an hour and a half when we usually do. So you can ask some questions on Twitter or the super chat. Ooh, there was something else I was seeing on here. Deli18s may sound grim, but thoughts on Teen Titans Go surpassing the 200th episode threshold? It surpassed it before Ponies did?
I believe that.
Well, yeah, because it's like it's a 11-minute cartoon and not a 22-minute cartoon.
Just double the amount of time Ponies has had. We're past 200.
Yeah.
When did Teen Titans Go come out?
2013, I believe. No.
My thoughts on it are, I've never watched that show. I've never once actually watched it. I have no thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Have you actually watched it?
I've watched some episodes. when it was like on Cartoon Network before like a show.
Mm.
Before a show I wanted to watch.
That's actually how I ended up watching a whole bunch of Strawberry Shortcake.
What for ponies?
Came on before Ponies, back in like season 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. When we actually woke up for it.
Well, I was in college, so I had to like rush back from college. No, because it switched from Fridays to Saturdays, I think, in season 2. So yeah, I did wake up for it, right? And yeah, I lost a whole bunch of Strawberry Shortcake. That show was not good at all.
Let's see. Mirth Mauser asks, if you could turn any Disney animated movie into a show or even a miniseries, what movie would you pick and what would you want to do with it? Zootopia. I mean,
Zootopia.
just have it like a mystery, like crime series. There you go.
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
It would do so well as a TV series, I think. And plus, like they can explore a lot of the city. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's one of Race's complaints, or his. There's a lot more you can see.
Yeah.
I really do want to know how Race would react if Zootopia 2 wasn't about Judy and Nick, since it is such a wide area it could be about.
Yeah.
Just focus on two different characters.
Zootopia becomes an anthology series. I'll just answer this last one and then we'll close it out. Gumball asked, did Win the Switch Twitter page ask for a retweet for Donkey Kong to be on Switch? What?
What?
Says, could this mean that they could eventually bring back F-Zero?
I hope so, but I gave up hope a long time ago. That series has been dead for 13 years.
Yeah, it's been dead for a while. We can do something at
13.
some point.
That is a ludicrous amount of time.
Yeah. It's been deader than a lot of series. Like, between the time of, like... I think it's been deader than between the time of Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 3. Because, like...
Was that long a time, really?
Yeah, because Pikmin 2 came out in 2004, and Pikmin 3 came out in 2013, so that's 9 years?
Me, Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saber, you like love Pikmin, which was really shocking to me. You're like, yeah, I love Pikmin. I was like, well, what, really?
I love. What can I say? I love hive mind organisms.
That was surprising to me, but I mean, like what you like. So.
All right, we got a super chat here, so I'll read it. Christina asks, no question, just a joke. What do you call an anime about a Mexican pirate looking for glory? One Piece.
Oh my goodness. Shadow.
Okay, I think that's the end of the podcast.
That theme is so addicting.
So we're gonna end it here, and then next time we'll talk about Equestria LA because we'll be back from that, and Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving will be gone by then, and then on to Christmas. But
I saw a Christmas tree today in the store.
I've seen Christmas since October.
My workplace just hung up a whole bunch of lights today. I was like, here we are, we're here.
It's time, baby.
Yeah.
Time to summon them.
Yeah, and also, let's see. Yeah, The Star comes out this weekend, so does Justice League, and then Coco next weekend. So yeah, I have a lot to see next week after EQLA.
And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in December. Ooh. When in December is that? The end
December
of the
1st.
beginning? Oh.
Yeah, like literally the beginning of December.
Excellent.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, boys and girls.
Bye.